Hello guys, in this video we are going to learn about flip-flops, SR, JK, D, T. Starting with SR flip-flop, this circuit is used to store the single data bit in the memory circuit. So, the SR flip-flop has a total of 3 inputs, that is, S and R, and current output Q. This output Q is related to the current history or state. The term flip-flop relates to the actual operation of the device, as it can be flipped to a logic set state or flopped back to the opposing logic reset state. The set state, the input R is set to false or 0 and the input S is set to true or 1, the NAND gate Y has an input 0, which will produce the output Q1. The reset state, R equals 1 and S equals 0. One of the inputs of NAND gate X is 0, and its output Q is 1. Characteristic table for SR flip-flop. Moving on to the JK flip-flop. The JK flip-flop is basically a gated SR flip-flop with the addition of a clock input circuitry that prevents the invalid output condition that can occur when both inputs S and R are equal to logic level 1. Due to this additional clocked input, a JK flip-flop has 4 possible input combinations: logic 1, logic 0, no change and toggle. Characteristic table for JK flip-flop. Moving on to the D flip-flop. The D-type flip-flop are constructed from a gated SR flip-flop with an inverter added between the S and the R inputs to allow for a single D, data, input. Then this single data input, labeled D and is used in place of the set signal, and the inverter is used to generate the complementary reset input, thereby making a level-sensitive D-type flip-flop from a level-sensitive SR latch as now S equals D and R equals not D as shown. It will store and output whatever logic level is applied to its data terminal so long as the clock input is high. Once the clock input goes low, the set and reset inputs of the flip-flop are both held at logic level 1. Characteristic table for D flip-flop. Moving on to the T flip-flop. T flip-flop is the simplified version of JK flip-flop. It is obtained by connecting the same input T to both inputs of JK flip-flop. It operates with only positive clock transitions or negative clock transitions. Here, the inputs of JK flip-flop are considered as J equals T and K equals T in order to utilize the modified JK flip-flop for 2 combinations of inputs. Here, QT and QT plus 1, are present state and next state respectively. So, T flip-flop can be used for one of these 2 functions, such as hold and complement of present state based on the input conditions, when positive transition of clock signal is applied. Characteristic table for a T flip-flop. Moving to the simulation. SR flip-flop. JK flip-flop. D flip-flop. T flip-flop. That's all for this video and thanks for watching.